All right, so if you've been on finance YouTube at any point in the last year, you've definitely seen this guy pop up on your feed. He's got some great thumbnails. He's got some even better videos that are hilarious.
A few weeks ago, I accidentally started a business that is now worth over $15 million.
And, you know, Vlad Biaheza, he's got something going on that a lot of people don't have going on. He's super successful at a very young age. And it's easy to look at him and feel like, well, he has something special. He has something that I don't have. But after going through his dropshipping course and just kind of watching him and analyzing what he does differently, I really don't think he's that different than you and I. It's just that he has a different way of going about things that makes him really successful. And that's what I want to talk about in this video.
So how much does that do just on the average month?
Probably around like 80 to 100.
1,000?
Yeah.
What?
So as I mentioned a few months back, I took his dropshipping course and I left a full review of that on the Course Ranks channel if you want to go watch that. But what really surprised me about the course was how simple it was and how basic his formula for success was. Basically, the formula in that course is to have a Shopify store with a product that has viral potential, make that Shopify store look pretty, and then answer all of your customers' questions on the product page. And as long as you do those three things, you're going to have a successful store. Now, there's obviously more that goes into creating a successful store than that, but I want to share this quote. This is a direct quote from Biaheza in the course. As he's scrolling through the website that he creates with you as you go through the course, he says, "I want you guys to notice that it's not tacky." That's the way he chooses to describe his design philosophy with this website that he just created. It's not tacky. And to me, what this screams as the bottom line from someone who's made over 7 figures online at 20 or 21, however old he is, just have some common sense. Pretty interesting, right? So this got me thinking about my own business, which is a marketing agency. And I've coached a lot of people on how to start their marketing agency. And there's some people I've watched that just struggle. They just can't really seem to get over that first hump. They've invested in 5 or 6 different courses. None of those courses are working for them and they just don't know what to do. And they reach out to me and we get on a call. At the end of the call, even though we've kind of worked on their mindset issues and I've helped them see the next step that they should take, I can't help but think that they're probably just going to another coach or another course to then just sit there and not really do anything about it, or continue to do the same thing that they've been doing that's not working. So in all of my years of coaching, I've seen a lot of these people, but then I've also seen a few people who we get on a call, I help them, they're already succeeding, and then they're like, oh, this is so good. Everything you said in this call is really gonna help me. They go apply it all, and then they have even more success. So it almost seems like they have this overnight success, and then they just keep having more success. Whereas on the other side of the spectrum, there's all these people who just can't seem to get that first client. So the question I want to answer in this video is, what's the difference between these two groups of people? And the answer is the basics. So to explain what I mean by this, I'm going to cut to a video that Biaheza did, actually part of a video that he did in his side hustle tier list video. So let's cut to that and watch it.
It's not to say that everyone who tries this will succeed. Same goes for all businesses. Most of them will fail. There's a lot of data on Amazon FBA saying like most people who try it don't succeed. Shopify dropshipping is tougher to track. There's no official numbers, but I assume it's the same exact thing. Could even be worse since it's lower barrier to entry. A lot of people who try these businesses will not succeed, and that's something you should definitely consider before getting into them, and more importantly, investing your money into it. But when looking at this data, you got to think, how many of these people gave it an honest go? I think the gym is a decent analogy. So many people go to the gym, but very little people look like Giga Chad. So do gyms not work? Are they oversaturated? Oh, going to the gym is dead, exposed. Nah, but it's like, how many people are going more than 5 times a week? How many are doing the right exercises? How many people are doing that and have a strict custom diet that they're sticking to on top of that? Out of those people, how many are getting enough sleep? Let's then narrow it down by using the right supplements, and suddenly then you start seeing the Giga Chads. So I can say I go to the gym and it doesn't work for me, but I go like 3 times a week. My diet is way off. I don't have the best sleeping habits. Same thing. Thousands of people try dropshipping and all these other businesses, but most are gonna give up before they finish their first store. Oh, that ad copy didn't work? They're done. First product, first store didn't work? They're out.
Didn't get the new high-speed gear we wanted? Good.
So similar to the gym, similar to professional sports, many people play basketball. Very few are willing to put in the work to get into the NBA. So that's important to realize about any business you get into.
So isn't that so good? We'd never say going to the gym is dead or going to the gym doesn't work. We might say, oh, it didn't work for me. But as Biaheza points out in that video, the data and all these stories of people who these businesses didn't work for likely weren't actually putting in the right work or weren't doing the work the right way in order for it to succeed. At the end of the day, business is just cause and effect. And the people that didn't put in the right causes or the right actions to create the effects they didn't want didn't succeed. It's really as simple as that. And the reality is, guys, with any of the online businesses that you could start, like buy a course and then start, so like drop shipping, SMMA, even real estate, things like that, the model is already proven. You don't even really need a proof of concept in order to succeed with that business. You just need to make sure you're differentiated enough from all the other people that bought the course. And honestly, the way to be differentiated from all the other people that bought the course isn't that difficult. It's just to complete what I like to call the free throws of business. So if you're starting a drop shipping store, the free throws of business that you need to make sure that you're practicing every day is, do you have a good product? Does your site look good? Do you have a video on the description page so that people can see how your product works? And is that video high quality? And in short, does everything look professional? That's all you need to know. And if you don't have those things down, what are you doing to change that today so that you do have them down so you can succeed? So now let's talk about another example, which is starting a marketing agency. The free throws you need to make sure you're completing there are you responsive to your customers? If they text you, do you text them back as soon as possible? Or do you email them back as soon as possible? When you're sending prospecting DMs to potential clients, do you sound human or do you sound like a robot sending a message to people?
No.
Do your ads deliver on what you've promised? Are you setting proper expectations with your clients? And then in short, do you have good customer service? I can't tell you how many people I've talked to who say, oh, this just doesn't work. It's just so hard, all this stuff. And I find out they don't even get back to their clients within a few hours or even within a few minutes, say something like, hey, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Those kind of things go so far, and I can't believe how many people don't see that as common sense and don't apply it every single time they have the opportunity to. So to wrap this whole thing up, I'll tell a little story. The other day I was talking to a friend and he was telling me about a business idea he had, and he said, hey, do you think this is a good idea? And I responded in the immortal words of Josh Harris, which is, there's no such thing as $1 million idea. There's only $1 million execution. Mic drop, right? It's so good. Anyway, so what's Biaheza's really big secret? Really good execution on business and marketing fundamentals. This guy just has a really good eye for that type of stuff and he executes on it really well. So that's not to say you can't succeed if you don't have a good and natural eye for it. That's what working hard and going to the gym is for, so to speak, or doing those free throws. You have to get better at what you're not good at now if you want to succeed in business. But the reason I wanted to make this video is there's way too many people with this victim mentality and, oh, you have to look at the statistics of how many businesses fail and all this stuff. And they use all of that as an excuse to not get started with their business instead of just putting in the free throws every day and getting better. So all I have to say, guys, is that business really isn't that complicated at the end of the day. It's just taking a consistent set of actions every single day and making sure those are the right actions for long enough for that to compound into a good income for yourself. And I sincerely believe this is possible for anyone that's willing to put in the work and to make sure that they're doing things the right way. Let me know what you thought about this video in the comments. I know it's a little bit different. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.